just want to, obviously congratulate Hawai'i. I thought, they did a really good job. I told Timmy, I thought their staff did a great job. They have a mentally tough group and a very poised group, and I thought their quarterback showed a lot of poise tonight and did a really great job. Really want to commend our fans and our administration for the amazing turnout, biggest crowd in CSU history, and we needed to do a better job and respond to that environment as a football team, and me as a head coach. And so, I was disappointed in our execution tonight. We tried to play a new defense, with a lot of new kids, and we made too many errors in that to really slow them down. We had to limit their completions in this game, and we just didn't challenge enough of their passing game tonight to make a dent in it. Disappointed in our ability to run the football, which has been a strength for us. We did not run the ball effectively tonight. We really needed to run the ball and keep it away from their offense and play complementary football. We did not get that done, obviously, tonight. And so, we had some really good efforts. Again, Javian, Chop Kennard, made the big punt return. We weren't able to get enough pressure on their quarterback, and we gave up some more sacks than we've given up in a long time. And so, just very disappointed in the outcome. We've got a lot of guys that are still out right now. We're trying to find the right mix of players to get pressure on the quarterback, to be able to stop the run defensively. And we weren't able to pressure him or really make him uncomfortable tonight, which was, and we couldn't complement the coverage with that. Our kids are disappointed, obviously. We're not where we want to be right at this time of year. We got to get ourselves together. We got a big rivalry game next week. They're coming off a loss today as well. And so we got to get ourselves together and get in the right frame of mind this next week to go play, a real tough physical Wyoming team on the road. I thought Jackson, did some decent things. I think he was just out of sync early in the game, and the pressure didn't help. We didn't protect him really well. We really needed to run the ball and play action and help our guys get open, and we weren't effective with that. So, we'll have to go back to the drawing board and look at, this week and how we can put a plan together to get after Wyoming.
Jay, were you a bit perplexed that offensively you didn't build off what you did last week?
I don't know. I felt like we had, every week you have to start over. Every opponent's different. I knew it was going to be a much different game than a week ago, but I was disappointed in our inconsistency in being able to run the football. We have to do that every week. We have to be able to hang our hat on that, and that also settles the game down. When we run the ball effectively, and we can rack up some yards in the run game, it controls the game physically and takes a little pressure off our defense, keeps them off the field. We did not do that tonight, and so the time of possession got out of whack, and we can't play with this team that way. And so we have to find a way to get that more balanced up next week.
Kennard once again showed just how electric he can be with the ball. Can you describe what your thoughts were as he had to run back deep for that punt?
Yeah, I actually was I was kind of happy that they kicked it deep because it gave him great separation with the return team, and he was able to find open spaces and go. So, he's a really talented young guy, and really love Javion, and he prepared really well this week. That's what I was really proud, because we did a lot of different things with him. And so I thought he handled himself really well.
The decision to go for 2, is that more rooted in analytics or just kind of gut feel?
Both. Yeah, both.
Offensively in the first half, obviously struggled. What do you think it was? I mean, third downs, the numbers there weren't good. What
Third
was that
downs,
keeping you-
we just, we made some good runs, and then we didn't capitalize on third down. And we have to do that early in games. We can't wait to jumpstart ourselves in the third quarter. We have to get going. And so I was disappointed with that early on. Our execution on third down needs to be much better. Too much pressure on the quarterback as well. They got a good defensive front. This front has done a really good job week in and week out, and they played consistently well. And we didn't handle the front very good tonight. We had too many sacks.
They have a quarterback who can, obviously, go ahead.
Go for it, Justin.
They got a quarterback who can extend the play. Just how much did you feel like his ability to create off script was a factor in this one?
I just think that was part of our game plan. I mean, our game plan was to play really good coverage and not allow him to have places to throw the ball, and we didn't execute that. And so, part of that was he had outlets that we did not want him to have. And so we have to do a better job of coverage. We have to do a better job of limiting options. Went into this game thinking that we may not have a lot of sacks, but we would do a good job in coverage, and we would try to corral him in the pocket. We didn't execute that defensively very well.
Coach, until that fourth quarter, you built some momentum. Until that 4th and 1 play where they scored on the touchdown, did you feel like you had some momentum?
Yeah, we had a chance. We kind of turned the tides a little bit back towards our way. The 4th and 1 was big. That was a really big play, and give them credit. They ran hard on that play. Kid made a hell of a play. So that was a big play in the game, and we had our moments. We had our chances at that point. If we could have stopped them, we could have made it interesting.
Were you pleased with the effort on special teams, with the punt that was pinned on the 1, Kennard's obviously touchdown?
No, we did some good things in teams, and obviously the big return was a big part of that. I really, it's that time of year where the weather starts changing and you get some wind and that, and we didn't quite know what we were going to get earlier in the day. But, the wind was a factor early in the game in the first quarter, and it kind of died down after that. But the field position was big in the first half. And we wanted to try to take advantage of that. But I think we did some pretty good things on teams, and we got to keep pressing and finding, playmakers. I think we got 2 pretty good return men, obviously, with Chop and Lloyd Avant as a kickoff return guy, and we got to continue to try to exploit those guys and give them chances.
What was it that you found offensively, kind of late third quarter, early fourth quarter, that got things rolling that you can kind of build off of going into next week?
Yeah, we hit a couple chunk passes. JB, hit some outside lanes. We haven't done a very good job attacking outside lanes. That's something that we've always really been good at, and we're just struggling to get that done this year. This group is it's been a challenge for them. Throwing out cuts and comebacks, and we had a chance at a comeback. I was real disappointed in the second half, which should have been an easy play. And some of the plays that should be easy are really difficult for us right now. And that's just the truth. And so we have to find a way to make those more routine, and give our quarterback some options when we see those coverages, and that's something that we've had a lot of success with in the past, and we're just not this year. And we got to find a way to get better.
When you speak about that and you think about Taylor Neer's catch on 4th down where he had to fight for a ball, those are the plays that you kind of felt like you've been lacking where a guy wins a 50-50 ball. You haven't done that.
Yeah, but we're not making enough routine plays. I mean, throwing a comeback on the boundary is something that we should be able to do, and we're not doing it right now. And so it makes it tougher because now you have to be great on inside routes in the middle of the field, and we don't have a whole lot of options there. You know, we lost Jackson Horn, and some other guys got to step up. And so, you know, when guys get tapped on the shoulder, they got to be prepared and they have to respond. And that's just college football. And so we need to do a better job there. We need more guys that do that. And, you know, we really, you know, we're giving guys opportunities, and we need to see them come through.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks.